Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, first checks, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Second thing is, are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes.
And please note that currently we are recording. Yeah. So, technical things done. Now, I would like to welcome to our Bhakta course 2023. Somehow we tried to do it earlier, but somehow it happened that we are doing on this very auspicious day. Let's benefit from it. I'll be covering in this session about the creation and also a very important element about universal time. And this can take quite some time before we can really get a feel of this. But the aim of this session is just to give a very, very, very brief idea about these two topics, which is very, very irrelevant as well as important to our course of this Bhakta course. And if you want to become Bhakta, to develop Bhakti, to develop devotion, how these are related later, I'll try to connect the dots if something is missing. During the talk, you can ask me questions, but in case if these questions will be answered later, I'll let you know. Or if these questions will be covered in the other sessions given by other speakers or myself, I'll let you know. And if the question is very close to what we are talking, then we'll address that. Otherwise, I would just say that. Um, yeah, sit and listen, try to digest the info. This is more of a rather than a. Of course, you'll also get some realizations, but I would say a very nice info. And from this, some of your questions might be answered, and some of your other questions might be uh, created out of this. Yeah. So if everyone is ready, then we begin. Okay. So we're talking about the creation and the universal time. So the basic questions one may have is that is this a creation? If yes, it's a creation. How to define it? What was the starting point? What is the source of it? So uh, some may not even think about it. Yeah, we are too much busy in just maintenance, maintaining our own creation, maintaining what we have accumulated, maintaining what is created for us, by us, to us. But rather we try to appreciate who is the creator and what is this all creation is about. And some people, when it becomes quite amount of knowledge or concepts or theories, then they would just say, okay, it's a myth. Uh, if there cannot be a reason for this creation, it just happened. Some people it says it's a myth, some people say it's mysterious, but actual creation, is uh, real. Yeah, every item that we are touching is real, whether it is in this world that we are touching, or whether some things that we are experiencing, but everything is real. It's not an artificial, concocted, mysterious, or mythology. So then this creation comprises of two uh, worlds. So if we can call the whole creation, it's not just the only kind of flavor that we are enjoying now, which is having uh, this made of this five elements that we'll also discuss later. But there is also a special world, mm, a special world which is of a special attributes, special qualities, and special potency, and that is a spiritual world. Yeah, the spiritual world, which if we can strengthen our devotion or bhakti, then we can appreciate the reality of this. The more and more we get devoted, the more and more we become devotee, the more and more the spiritual world will be manifested even while we are in this world. And behind this creation, definitely there is a creation. We can't imagine anything in this world, even created, without a creator. Yeah. Of course, if I would conduct this session on a other day, I would go each of this point to go more deeper and detail to discuss. Yeah, these are very interesting to shake up our own or to reconfirm our own understanding. But I'm just, yeah, this is not the main theme, so to say, in this session is just to increase the appetite of learning, understanding more. Who is the creator behind this creation, and what is the purpose, what is the nature, and uh, um, yeah, of course, if there is a creation, what is the proof of it? Yeah. We refer to Shastras, we refer to scriptures, we Shruti by hearing. Yeah, might be that, okay, this knowledge is now available in books, but in the past it was more spoken and heard. That was the best medium through which one can learn. One second. So we go to the next slide. Yes. So when we're talking about there are two kinds of worlds, we are talking about spiritual world. What is it? The spiritual world. If we go to our geography subject, what schools that have taught, we were never told about a country of something called Krishna Lok. mm, what is it about? So if we really want to understand everything, we cannot just rely on the books that we have read so far and the way that we have found so far. So that doesn't help us, but we refer to Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Samhita, and other scriptures. Yeah, and through that means we can understand that there is spiritual world, and the spiritual world is um uh, named. Yeah. Krishna Loka, Goloka, you may have heard Gokul. And this is the middle of the spiritual sky. Just like the most important thing is usually we call a center, right? So, hey, have you gone to that center or this center? The most important thing that we have, which has great emphasis and uh, importance, is in center. And here we see that, if you see in this, there is a whole spiritual sky, and in the spiritual sky, in the center, which is called whole of a lotus flower, yeah, Krishna's house is present there. Yeah, so this is hexagonal in shape. Do you see? I don't know if it, I mean, it's quite dull here. If you see, this is the hexagonal shape that's was mentioned, and this is larger than all other spiritual planets combined together. I'll show in the next slide what does that mean. All the spiritual planets, even if we add them all together, that is still not bigger as one Golok where the Lord is saying, and it's bigger than all the Vaikuntha planets together. Mm. Then this the geography of this residence of Krishna, Gokul, Golok, yeah, is like 1,000 petal lotus. Usually we call this as yoga peat. Yeah, this is in the material world, wherever you may have heard in Ekachakra, there is a yoga peat in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are the entries from this material world to the spiritual world of the Lord, which is this 1,000 petal residence of Krishna. And the petals are abodes of Gopi, abodes, yeah. So if you see, these are the petals in which the houses, the residence of the gopis, who serve Krishna and Radha in their intimate pastimes, their quarters are here. And after that, extended, if you see, extended leaves are garden-like dhams of Sri Radhika. and predominated by what is the mood? What is the mood in this residence? Just like if we go to Amsterdam, yeah, it's well known for nightlife. Or if we go to some other countries, we know that okay, they have so many amusement activities, or yeah, well known for it. Um, so this Goloka is well known for uh, the Madhurya thus because the pastimes, the activities that are predominated in this place are of Madhurya, which is sweet, very sweet, and the sweet loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna along with other gopis. This is what is the activities and yeah, importance to this dham. Then there are also this Mathura, Dwaraka, Ayodhya are the spiritual worlds here. And whatever I have said, this is coming from a reference from Brahma Samhita. Uh, and through that we can understand, yeah, Lord Brahma, when Lord Brahma, he was praying to Krishna, Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Lord Brahma is appreciating the whole creation, and when he is offering these wonderful prayers, we come to know the glories of this wonderful dham, the spiritual abode, how it is, and also how uh, other things are connected with this dham. Then, if you saw that this is the Golok, yeah, and then there is also so many spiritual planets that are floating in the effulgence of the Lord. Later, I'll come with an example or analogy which explains us in that connection what is Brahma Jyoti. There is also a small section, but here for now, let's imagine this is a race of light. Yeah, sometimes if people are, if you ask who is God, they say, yeah, God is light. Yeah, because they can see only from light everything is maintained. Yeah, whether it is fruits, vegetables, plants, ourselves, everything is maintained by the sun god. So they say okay, it's light or some special power that we can't see. Yeah, so even to think that Lord has a form is an offense in some other religions. This is what is also said. But it doesn't mean that then just by not able to see with our naked eyes, we should not believe in that there is a form of Lord. That's the reason Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karanam. So yes, all religions believe that cause of everything is the Lord. But he has a form, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So Lord has a form. And automatically what happens if someone has a form, if yeah, we go in front of a mirror and if we see ourselves, one day we see that we are very bright, very beautiful or handsome. This is actually the effulgence that is radiating from the face, from the body. That is what is making us to know that we. So in the similar way, the Lord is so beautiful that his radiance, his effulgence, is this light called Brahma Jyoti. And in that radiance, in that light, there are also so many mm, spiritual planets that float. And all these planets are very, very special planets. These are called Vaikunta planets. Why Kunta? Kunta means anxiety. Vaikunta means a place where there is no anxiety. How nice it is to be in such a place where there is no anxiety. If we want, yeah, a place of no anxiety is a place where there is no cycle of birth and death, there is no trouble of old age and disease. So that place is in the spiritual world, and they are not one. There are so many such planets. Yeah, Lord Brahma also says this in Brahma Samhita. Yeah, and the lord of each of these planets are uh, uh, Narayana. Hmm? Uh, and what is the mood of this place is awe and reverence, where we see that Lord is Purushottam. Yeah, the Lord is Narayan. Lord is Vishnu. Here we see that one Nara means uh, birth. Yeah, Nar means Nara. Actually, it's coming from Nara and Narayana, one who frees from such bondages. So in that way, the lord of these all predominating Vaikuntha planets is the Lord Narayan. The mood is awe and reverence, and this is Haridham. So all these places, yeah, so they are called Haridham. Then we go, okay, we have started from a world which we never saw, which we never knew. Very few knew this, that okay, there is a Golok, and in the spirit there is actually a spiritual world. Yeah, we only know that they are, what are these words? Alien, yeah, yeah. People say, hey, there is some people in some other planet, some other creatures, and all these things. Yeah, we may think that, but we don't even uh, discuss or learn about that there is indeed a spiritual world of a different nature, and the people there are always enjoying in the Madhurya Bhav, Madhurya Leel. So, and then we come closer to understand, okay, but where are we? Where are we? We are in the material realm. And this material realm, how does it create, is mentioned here. When everything is so effulgent, three-fourth of the whole creation is spiritual. Only one-fourth, uh, Ekapad and Tripad. So we belong to this one-fourth, one creation of this, where um, three-fourth is already, yeah, spiritual world, but there is one area which is a cloudy area. Yeah, in one corner of the spiritual sky, a cloud covers one portion of the Brahma Jyoti. So everything is so effulgent, but one part is covered, and in that area, the there is this river that is separating the worlds. There is a realm, spiritual realm, and a material realm, or so to say, you could call it as zones. Yeah, spiritual zone and material zone. There is a hemisphere, and this is the dividing is Viraja River, and Viraja River is separating the spiritual and material realms, and Mahavishnu, yeah, is lying in this causal ocean. Yeah, this Viraj river is also called causal ocean, causal river, because everything what we see, uh, uh, that the whole material world will be created and everything is populated in it. Everything is done from here. The material nature is in neutral form, is called pradhan. So the Lord is creating all the ingredients so that the whole material creation can happen. Mahavishnu is glancing on this, the ingredients, or so to say, the the components, not components, on the raw material, so to say. Yeah, I'm just trying to give examples that we could visualize. Just imagine if we are constructing a building. The building is constructed from bricks and cement, but the cement and bricks are not yet raw. It is still, if you see, it is created from some raw material which is made of the five elements: fire, earth, water, ether, air. And yeah, fire, earth, water, ether. What is the fifth one? Uh, Air. I always miss this air. Yeah. So, and then this material realm, if you see, there are so many universes that are breathed out. Yeah, if you see here, along when Vishnu is lying in this causal ocean, when he's breathing out, yeah, it's along with that, from his all, his skin pores, so many universes are coming out. With his one breath, so many come, and within his inhale again, all these go and uh, go in unmanifested form in with Mahavishnu, and again when he breathes, again everything is coming up. So this is what happens. Just like Mahavishnu breathes out innumerable universes from his pores like bubbles, and then in one of such created material universe, again the Lord Himself is entering. As why? Because we shouldn't forget that behind this creation, behind every creation, there is a creator. and the creator is also ensuring that things are maintained. So here we see that Mahavishnu, from whom all the universes came, he is further expanding in form of Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu, and who is laying in this ocean called Garbhodaka, hmm, upon which he rests with help of this Seshanag. Yeah, I mean, this photo is here is where Lord Vishnu is laying on this uh, Seshanag, which is supporting him, and then hmm, uh, he produces who? The first living being. Yeah. So the first living being is produced. We see here Lord Brahma, and he also is uh, instructing Brahma to create the secondary creation. We might we might have heard that someone has a question or okay. So we may have heard that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are the trinities, and the Lord of creation is Lord Brahma. Lord of annihilation is Lord Vishnu. Sorry, Lord Shiva, and Lord of maintenance is Lord Vishnu. So we see still that is fact. Definitely that's truth. But if we see Lord Brahma himself is saying in Srimad Bhagavatam to Narada Muni, Narada Muni being his own son, very confidential. He just said that I'm just a servant. I'm just recreating everything. Whatever is required for creation is already there. I'm just creating from there on. Just like when we are talking about sand, whatever the rocks, or whatever we need for constructing a building, things are already provided. Only what architect and the builders are doing, they are bringing everything together, and they are just manifesting the house or a building. So here we see that Brahma is there, and then here we also see that Lord has created all these universes. Sorry, in the universes, the planets. So he produces the first living entity, Lord Brahma, from a lotus that sprouted from his navel. Along the stem are 14 planets classified into three. The next slide I will show you, but here we can have more visual. Here we see that there is this, we are in the Bhur Loka. Bhur, that's what we see, Earth. Yeah, Bhur Loka. Loka is a planet. Uh, and then there is Bhuvar Loka, Swarga Loka, Mahar Loka, Chana Loka, Tapa Loka, Satya Loka. And Lord Brahma, where he resides, is in the Satya Loka, in uh, his abode. And then below the Bhuloka, there are also seven uh, nether worlds. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patal. So these are the worlds that are below the Earth planet. Lord Brahma creates various planetary systems, the sun, the moon, etc., and species of life. That's why he is called scientist. Mm. He is creating. He is a designer. He is also called Adikavi. In that way, he is the one who is creating everything. But Lord Brahma himself is saying that yes, I am creating only as a service to the Lord, because he has engaged me in this service. The living entities obtain body according to their previous karma. This whole material is explained how people are populated. It's not by chance that someone is casted in some part of the world, or some disability, or some privilege. It's all about based on the previous karmas. Accordingly, when the universes are created, when they are impregnated with the Pradhan, and the Pradhan is becoming Mahat, I think this will come later. So all this process is a very scientific way of creation maintenance. It's not just by chance something someone is having. Uh, so one may think that there is nothing beyond this world, there is no concept of reincarnation and all these things. But if we really understand right from the beginning how the creation is, even we see that, okay, how can one become Lord Brahma? How can one become Lord Indra? How can one become Ganesh? So all these things are based on uh, there is a strong background all this behind all this creation. So these were the planets that I was mentioning. Some we call Trilok, Trilok, three planetary systems where this Svargalok, Maharlok, Janalok, Tapalok, and Satyalok belong to one, which is called Urdhvaloka, and Madhyaloka is the Bhulok and Bhuvarlok, and Adho, Adho means lower, neither are these remaining planets. Then this is also called sometimes addressed as Chaturdasha Bhuvan, where each of this Bhuvan, Bhu is a planet. Bhuvan, each of them, and all of them are grouped upper and lower. The first till Bhuvar, Bhu. If you really see the order is, this is just written like this, but if you see in the planets, these are like this. First comes the Swarg, next better place. In Svargaloka is the Indralok where the demigods reside, and then there is Maharloka and Janaloka where the sages there, and Tapoloka where rishis they meditate, Satyaloka where Lord Brahma resides with um, people who have realized Brahman. Then the other lower planets is place where, depending on what kind of karmic reactions one has to go through, accordingly he is put more down and down. The more down we go, these are more gross. uh, just imagine yourself like the whole lake is filled with only thick, dense water or some fluid. It's not like here we see there is also air that we see, and there is also earth, and there is also water. More we go down, there is no sunlight. There is more and more gross material predominated planets. And if you go upper, it is more subtle, where when we are seeing about the subtle elements, which is the air, we it we can't see it. When we see ether, we can't see it. And above ether, if you these are the coverings. These uh, these are the coverings. I'm sure that this will be covered in some other sessions. In this session, we will go very, very briefly. And so, yeah, any questions so far, if it's relevant? For this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. If I may ask, we are in Bhuloka or
Yeah.
Bhuvarloka?
We are in Bhulok.
And what is Bhuvarloka, Prabhuji? What is that?
Bhuvarlok is still little subtler, where ghosts and rakshasas, they live.
Okay.
This might, I mean, it's an interesting situation, right? Are the rakshasas better than humans because they are given a higher place? Yeah, they have higher potency, because they are more subtler. Can you see a ghost? Can you see a rakshasa? We cannot see, right?
Ji.
They have more a subtle body. Yeah, did it answer the question?
Ji, Prabhuji. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, anytime if you have a question, to raise hand. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, one question that although we usually don't see ghosts and all, but there have been certain incidents where people have seen, or there have been incidents where they interfere in Bhuloka. So how does that interference happen? And like they also say that some houses are already haunted and the ghosts are living in the house. So house is in Bhuloka, but it is in Bhuloka as well. So like it is not a physical distance, but it is something subtle distance or what?
Correct. Yeah. No, that's nice questions. Are we saying that, okay, now we are talking about Mars and Jupiter, means if something is in Mars, can it be in Jupiter? Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So the higher species can go to lower planets. Just like, okay, if you are in the US, you can still go to India, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So because they have a special potencies, the more higher, if you see, even Indra came to Vrindavan, isn't it?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Did it answer the question, Chetan Babu?
Prabhuji, yes, but there are certain haunted houses as well.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
the
There are
ghost is
this.
in the house.
Yeah. Any issues as long as they are still looking. Yeah. So, for example, if you refer to Srimad Bhagavatam, when Diti was asking for children at the time, it was said no, it's not the right time. Uh, so why? Because ghosts will be going. So this means that it's not that they are only restricted within the overlook. That is their predominated place, but they can always be in other areas also, other planets. And when we're talking about this house being haunted, this haunting is coming because of the conditioning. The soul could not leave. The subtle body is still so much attached, and because of taking up some wrong steps of giving up the body, what do we call this? Like if someone has committed suicide, or if some is meets an accident when his thoughts are still, yeah, with the object or with the place, he is not able to go. Hmm? But he is already having that property, he's already in that stage. It's that only his attachment is still there with that object, he's still not going. Hmm? Yeah, I don't know if this gives a understanding why still some houses are being haunted, and why are they still here when they have their own world. Yeah, it's because they have still attachment that is not freed from that. So he's still engaging himself in uh, yeah, trying to find a way out. He somehow just imagine. Have you seen a typical olden days soda bottle? In that there is a small marble. Huh?
No, no, Prabhuji.
So no. Yeah, there's a soda bottle. Yeah, a green color if you have seen. In that there is a small marble at the mouth. It can't go out. It can't come in. It just stuck there. So sometimes
Oh,
the
okay, okay.
ghosts are in a situation that they can't go to their home or a place, and they don't also get a body. So only by mercy. And if you see in Prabhupada Lilamrit, we come across this part where uh, Prabhupada gets the house which is already haunted by ghosts, and then he goes. And when Prabhupada is writing his Srimad Bhagavatam, then these ghosts are seeing, oh, when Prabhupada is chanting, they are hearing, and by that they feel great relief because they are hearing the holy name. Yeah, and then this also is like haunting is still a fact. It's not like a some. No, it's not the case. Haunting or ghosts are there, and this is also because of they are in a helpless situation. They need someone else to come to help them out to go to that Bhuvarlok or even come back into the Bhulok or even yeah, yeah. So they are stuck.
Also, Prabhuji, one question that are these distances physical distances, or they are simply between there is a distance of consciousness only, just like we say that we can go back
No, no,
back
no.
to
These are
Godhead.
real. No, no. These are
Okay,
real distances. And that's
okay,
what because we can see that these are the gross elements, and these gross elements itself have a good thickness which are spread across many miles. So which means these lokas are, it's not like okay, Indra is next to me but it's only my consciousness is not there. Hmm.
okay, okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Okay, then we come to important topic. All these things, I think in this first session, I think maybe next session is also a little more theory, but the the impetus towards how this is related to bhakti is to appreciate that the central entity or the cause of all causes is Krishna, the Supreme Lord. It's not just everything is by chance here. Definitely there is intelligence, and behind that intelligence there is intelligent person, yeah, behind the creation. So we will talk with, I don't know if you see here on the top, do you see? I don't know how to get rid of this. No, there should be somewhere to unpin it, right? Hmm, I don't know where it is. So here, now it's self gone. I don't know. Hold on, I can do like that. Then, so do you see the screen now? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we were talking about, yeah, there is spiritual world, and there the glories of spiritual world will be covered in other sessions. We will now talk about the creation of this world, not even this many worlds. We are talking only about one universe, which is called Brahmanda. Anda means egg. Brahmanda is the one that is created where it is made of Brahman also, and also all other ingredients that are required. So Mahat Tattva, before Mahat Tattva, there is the Pradhan. And when Lord Mahavishnu, if you have seen in the previous slides, I was showing that Mahavishnu, when he's lying and then he is glancing upon Pradhana, which is the basic building blocks of creating the material universe. And how is it all created? Because are we talking about, is this all about matter? No, there is also beyond matter. That's why in our body, if you talk, we have these, I think, yeah, anyway, I'll cover that here. Then it will be self-explanatory. I'll let you know. So first we'll tell there is Mahat Tattva. And so this Mahat Tattva is the material ingredients activated by the glance of the Lord. When the Lord has glanced upon this inactive, unmanifested material creation, then because of the glance, everything starts getting agitated, and out of that agitation, the creation is coming up. Yeah. So here we are seeing. Did I miss one slide? Yeah, I think I was here. Yes. So this material creation, when glanced by Mahavishnu, through his Shiva expansion, it is impregnated with living entities. This is material's nature, primal state. So in that stage, in other words, is a source of material cosmic manifestation. So what is that starting for us in the material is the Mahat Tattva. And then this Mahat Tattva is transformed into Ahankar. And what kind of Ahankar? Depending on the modes of material nature. So the modes of material nature are created, and in the influence of that, this material object is taking a shape. Just like if I give $1,000 to some guy based on his um, uh, clarity, he will engage that. If he is in the mode of goodness, he will use it for good. Passion, he would use for bad. Ignorance, yeah, he will use in gross bad. So something like that. So Mahat Tattva is transformed into false ego, which further takes shape in three divisions: Vaikarika, Taijasa, and Tamasa. So, egotism in goodness, egotism in passion, and egotism in ignorance. And then what happens? This false ego, when we are talking this false ego, what are the characteristics? Is it is the binding force of material existence. Just if there is no false ego in the creation, We are now saying that false ego is my not able to know that I am servant of the Lord. Yeah, but where is this coming? That is coming from this uh, what do we call it, generic or the actual false ego that is part of the creation, that is going into every part of the creation, and depending on with what kind of interactions it will have, accordingly it will function and engage the senses and access to the sense objects accordingly. So but for that everything should be created. So we are talking about before all these things what we are experiencing, how everything was all actually created. So this false ego characteristics, yeah, is the bind. It is a binding force of material existence. If there is no false ego, then there is no material creation at all, not required. Also, it is because of the false ego. That's why we wanted to be feeling that we are masters. That's feeling it is coming from this false ego. Manas, yeah. Um, uh, okay, causes one to identify with body and mind and make to think oneself a product of matter, to see oneself as controller and enjoyer. This is what is the characteristic of this. Sometimes it's in the goodness, sometimes with passion, sometimes in ignorance. And then we see that when this used, combined, interacting in with the mode of goodness that is created in the nature, then the mind will manifest. And again, when we talk about this mind, we are not talking about your mind, my mind, general mind, and this mind element we are talking. We are all talking about now only elements that are part of the whole material creation, and how each of such element is used to create one, uh, each of us. Yeah, like that. So basic functions of mind are sankalpa and vikalpa. So this is the main job of the mind. It's always, when it comes something to it, it has this whole knowledge, and with that it is doing what? Either accepting or rejecting, huh? Which are manifestations of material attachment. So mind is, sometimes we call it as our friend, sometimes our enemy, and it all depends on where we are doing sankalpa and vikalpa. And this manas is the storage of all knowledge. It captures all the impressions that we see every moment, and all the experiences, if not with our eyes, but with our perceptions, with the sense objects, how our senses are interacting. Everything is fed to the mind. So it's like uh, a RAM, or it's like a hard drive where all the data, whatever we are capturing in different forms, is stored there. It's our repository. Then, when the false ego, yeah, is interacting with the mode of passion, then what is happening? How is it happening? It is through intelligence, yeah, knowledge, acquiring senses, we call karmendriyas and gyanendriyas. So these knowledge acquiring senses, with the help of knowledge acquiring senses, uh, uh, we can employ the our identity, so to say, the false ego, and then acquire more and more knowledge, and this again gets fed into mind. Yeah, so we see here buddhi. It is the power of discrimination and making distinctions. It is not just dumping everything, hmm, but it is the discrimination, which is the ability that everyone has. And with that ability, one is seeing what is right, what is wrong, and following the right path. So that is coming through buddhi, intelligence. The ability to utilize and synthesize knowledge into usable forms and reach conclusions for actions, and the power to understand the nature of an object is possible when we have intelligence. Otherwise, we may still think that is um, only an object, but our intelligence is saying that's not just an object, that is uh, object that can be offered service to the Lord. So in that way, it is the intelligence which is refining based on all the data, all the impressions that we have collected, experience that we have collected, what is the right thing to do. It figures out plans and discriminates what to be done, what not to be done, so on and so forth, according to the time, place, and circumstances. So here we are talking about so manas, ahankar, buddhi. So these are the three things which we call usually the subtle elements. Whatever we are seeing these with our eyes is only uh, gross elements. There is subtle element even in ourselves. Just when a person dies, then the body is lying there, but there is something happening. Yeah, as I think Chetan Prabhu was saying about ghost, and yeah, the subtle body is actually escaping or changing the dress or changing the body to another body. That's what is happening. And what is that subtle body? The subtle body is made of intelligence, mind, and false ego, or mind, intelligence, and false ego. Mind, I think there is a slok that says how refined is mind and how refiner is intelligence and how refined is even false ego. So we are talking about subtle body. Everyone has this, a gross body, subtle body. And when I'm saying everyone, that everyone is actually the soul. So we are talking about this is the whole creation which is made up of 24 elements. What are these 24 elements? 5 gross elements. This is what? Ether. We have this ether. Um, uh, what is that? Earth, fire, water, ether, earth, fire, and air. Yeah. So these are 5 gross elements, and there are 5 sense objects. What are they? Smell, sense object, smell, touch, form, and sound. And then 5 knowledge acquiring senses, which are the jnanendriyas, which are the ear, skin, eyes, tongue, and nose. 5 working senses, which are hands, legs, mouth or voice, genitals, and rectum. And then these 3 subtle elements, which are the mind, intelligence, and false ego. So all these are covered 23, and one is the this Mahat Tattva, which is the, so in that way there are 24. Yeah, so I think this is mentioned here.
Prabhuji, one question. Is it okay if I interrupt you, or should I ask
Yeah,
questions
go
at the
on.
end, Prabhuji?
Or
Prabhuji,
what you
actually, I
can
wanted to
say is,
ask.
if I'm crossing this part, then you, then you can
Okay,
ask.
okay,
But
fine,
I think,
fine.
yeah, ask.
Okay, Prabhuji, one question was that false ego is coming from Mahat Tattva, or in spiritual world itself we develop this false ego, and along with the false ego, we have entered in the Mahat Tattva and like that.
Because we had a desire out of, I mean, this is a very tricky question. Yeah, because uh, when we are in the spiritual world, did we had a false ego? I think that is your question.
Yeah, that also is there, Prabhu, and like as we can see here also in the slide that false ego is a
Because
product of
false
Mahat
ego
Tattva.
is, yeah, because false ego is a matter, material. So it cannot be in the spiritual world. Yeah. So in the spiritual world, it is still we out of our full consciousness. It's not like we are covered. So it is our real identity. We our real identity was never forgotten. Yeah. But there is also the free will element through which we can choose what we want to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So choice can always be made, and a choice is made that we want to see how we can enjoy without
Mm-hmm.
Krishna. So out of this choice we made, then we also given a similar space or a place, and that place has to deal with matter. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, just imagine that you know that something is a sin you can't commit, and will you be able to commit sin very easily? You always in back of your mind, you always have this, oh, that is not right, that is not right. So rather, without such interference, such environment or circumstances are provided so that one goes through that phase, and whatever learnings have to come, that can come, yeah, in a more strong and penetrating way, that we can realize, okay, I made a mistake, and this false identity I should give up. That whatever we had that time was not a false identity. Yeah, sometimes it's something like a smoker, right? Doesn't he know that smoking is injurious to health? He knows, right?
Knows.
Or not a smoker, sorry, a non-smoker. Doesn't he know that smoking is injurious to health? He knows,
He
of course.
knows.
Still, yeah, he said, "Ah, no, I think I can. I think I can. I can try it." So at the time, he was not smoking because he had this free will that he wanted to try, and then he has to take up to smoking, right? Without taking to smoking, he cannot uh, go through the experience. So then he goes to a place where he can smoke, we can buy, and then he starts getting into it. Yeah.
Okay,
Chetan
Prabhuji.
Prabhu, yes.
So our independent desire takes the form of false ego in this material world.
Yeah, yeah.
When we commit it.
Yeah. So because the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita that I am the one who gives you intelligence and forgetfulness. So he is giving that forgetfulness. That is also his potency. So this Mahatattva and also this false ego. It is his cause, his mercy that he is arranging all these things to make us comfort. Yeah, that okay, you wanted to do this. Yeah, there is no like I won't force you not to do it. Yeah, you can do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. And we started at what time? What time the session supposed to end? Anyone knows? 45. 11:45. Okay, we have half an hour. I think we'll go to the next topic. Anyone else have a question here? I think these are all we were discussing.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a question. Prabhuji, the question is like the material world is not for like enjoyment, but the living entities, they can get closer to God. That's why this material world is there. But the like very first or the very building element is false ego, which is like which helps to forget God. Is it not contradiction?
Yeah, as I said, that if you want to enjoy, then you should forget that. Yeah, for example, yeah, if you're doing something, you prefer that, yeah, your parents may not see it, you don't like it, right? Or they may not like it. Yeah. If you're always thinking that your parents will not like it, you will not be also enjoying it. No. So to get us to that, like, okay, there is it's as if like, okay, I'm giving you completely. It's not like, okay, I give you something, but then okay, I cover it. So it's not contradictory, but actually it is supporting. Yeah, it is supporting such a way that we can come closer to the Lord. But this is a different, a technique, a way or a process. Yeah, some may learn in one way, some may learn the other way, some may learn in different ways, right? So there are different levels or different ways of learning is possible when such a covering is there. Yeah, because without covering, then what will happen? Then you will not do it, and when you don't do it out of fear, then you won't experience it. When you don't experience it, you will always have this incompleteness.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Mhm.
Like the question is, Prabhuji, that like we say that Krishna has other desires also, like anger, and he can't exhibit anger in spiritual world. So for that, he sends his own devotees in material world, and he experiences the rasa of anger. So similarly, Prabhuji, this thought came to my mind that like Krishna is also all merciful, right? But where can he show his mercy in spiritual world, because everyone is already happy there? So maybe we all Jivatmas, like we are also part of a Leela, maybe that we are in material world, and now Krishna can exhibit his mercy on us. This thought also came to my mind once, but I'm not sure whether this is.
Um,
Yeah.
there are two possibilities. Yeah, one possibility is that the Lord desires to fight, so he makes Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and fights. But then there is also like other possibility out of free will. Both are possible. So we are part and parcel of the Lord. Hmm. And when the Lord does his leelas, that is completely under the control of Antaranga Shakti, under his Ladini potency. Yeah. And when he does creation, there is Sandhini Shakti. I think, I don't know if that comes later, but there is also Sandhini Shakti. And when we are in uh, delusion, that is also his Shakti, so that we go through this learning curve. Yeah, so this is what we see from Brahma Samhita. So both are possible. It's not like only one is possible. Not to answer your question, Chetan Rao. It is not that okay, we are part of Lord's Leela. No, we are part of a reformation program. At least I.
Yes, Prabhuji, me also. Yeah. But this just thought came to my mind that like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
then where can
We could be, but at least that revelation is not so strong, and I believe that I'm not part of that.
yes, I understood the answer. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Shashwati Mataji, your question answered, or
Yes, Prabhuji. So it is like that for example, my parents, they want me to go
they want you to not eat chocolate.
not eat chocolate, but still giving some money, and they want to
Yeah,
see that if I still don't misuse this money
yeah,
by getting chocolate, but they want it that like I should do by my own. So that's why they are giving the money. It's
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah. So that's how you can maintain sweet, loving relationship, right?
Yes,
Hmm?
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah, not by fear but love.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. This is also kind of, I was mentioning, right, when this whole uh, universe, which has different layers, each layer, I mean, when we're talking about earth, water, fire, air, ether, each layer is thick. Ether is very, very thin layer, so it's not having a huge, what do we call, the spectrum. This is, you can call this as a spectrum of a covering of the universe, which is covered of these elements. So ether is not so thick. Yeah, air, yeah, water, and earth represent gas, liquid, and solid, and fire represents all effulgent emanations. Yeah, what we see, electricity, electromagnetism, and all these things. So this is what this metal world is comprising of. And air exists in a subtle form in the body. And when we talk about this, all this is all pervading, even in everything that you take, we will find this in one or the other proportion. Yeah, and if we talk in our body, we also know that the air exists in the body and contributes for our functioning. There is fire that helps for digestion. In that way, every element is there in the body. Yeah, the blood, the fluid is there for this functioning. So in that way, all these elements, though they are moving, they are working, still they are gross elements. So this body is made of gross elements, but this body is orchestrated by the subtle body, and the owner of that, the charioteer, is the soul. It is the our own jiva. So these are the uh, finer. Yeah, this is very subtle. This is not so subtle as ether. Fire is not subtle as air. So in that way, air is very, very gross. And we also see that in air, we can see that these are the characteristics when we were telling, sorry, five, uh, uh, what do you call it? Perceptions. Yeah, perceptions. These are perceptions. We can smell earth. Right. We can smell earth, but we cannot smell ether. We cannot smell. If you see here, we cannot smell water. Of course, if water is it's not, it's stinky, it's okay, but we are talking about the water element. The water element itself doesn't emit smell, so it is so fine. Fire, we can't smell. Air, we can't smell. We are thinking, okay, what is the fragrance that is coming, that is carried? That flower fragrance is the earth element of the flower that is giving us the smell. Otherwise, there is no smell as such directly in air. Yeah. So touch also. Can we touch ether? No, we can touch air. When air is flowing, we can feel the air. We can touch fire also. We can touch water and earth. And sound is present in all. That's why this whole cosmos is this cosmos is having this pranav or nad or sound. So ether also, sound pervades also in ether. Just to give a context of all these 24 elements, and that's what we see. And okay, are we still okay? After this one slide, I'll go to the second topic of this session, and usually I think I have sufficient time. So this whole creation, whatever we were talking at a very, very starting level towards the finished products, what are the finished products? These are the finished products. There are, sorry, 900,000 aquatics, 1 crore birds, 11 crore insects and reptiles species we are talking about, not the count of how many insects are there. If you just open a box of what is it, matchbox, you may have already hundreds or thousands of insects. We are talking about kinds of, and then 2 crore plants and trees kind species, and 3,000 or sorry 3 crore bees, and 400,000 human kinds of species. So there is, I mean, this is a topic in itself, which we will not cover in this session. Definitely is about the Darwin theory. In what are the flaws of Darwin theory? Is that it's not of evolution. Everything was coexisting. And what is the law? It is not even theory. It is a law of karma. Based on one's karma, one is getting a body. So Shashwati Mataji, it is not only that the desire of the jiva, it is also the reactions of what he has created, both defines what he is going to do now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
So
I
that's
sorry, you want to continue?
no, if it's related here, yeah, ask me.
Prabhuji, what does that mean? This 400,000 kinds of humans?
Yeah. Also, there is Gandharvas, Yakshas. If he also, or if we also talk about the species we are talking about, even Brahma comes into this. Based on how refined is one intelligence, one's consciousness, we call in this universe, we call Chaturmukha Brahma, which means that Brahma had 4 heads, so intelligent. There are also other universes where the Brahma had 10 heads, 1,000 heads, 10,000 heads. So we, in that way, depending on their consciousness, if you see that, okay, if you see monkeys, we know the intelligence. Yeah, again in monkey species, again there is gorilla, there is I don't know what all, yeah, different level. They belong to one, just like basilicum, right? We have a basilicum. This plant nomenclature matches with not just the basilicum what we know in India, right? Even in Italy, we have basilicum of different kind, but still, yeah, we call it. So in that way, refined based on the desire. So based on the karma, based on the past deeds and previous, and living beings are pushed into respective material world of the current creation. Yeah.
Yes.
Prabhuji, a
Amit,
small question.
Mhm.
So these species which are mentioned
Mhm.
here, they are spread across the universe, multi-universe,
Yes,
or
yes, not just in our earth.
okay, thank you.
And we'll also come to a point to discuss about what would be the lifespans of just humans of different lokas that will come in. Yeah, I don't know how much time, but at least we have perfect time to start about universal time. Um, why it's someone has question or I don't know about those species which have become extinct.
Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. So these slokas, like you mentioned, they are measurable, they are physical, they can be. So, is there any correlation with modern science today that these lokas can be measured or has been known to modern science?
So I think there is quite some advancement with metaphysics that is going on to understand, but yeah, with matter we can only see material measurements, isn't it? So even today we are struggling to understand how our intelligence. We can't. We just see the symptoms and then say, okay, there is intelligence, there is mind. There are yet no material tools through which we can understand these material, yeah, so subtle elements. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, what I understood, these things can only be understood through spiritualism, not through
Yes. Yeah.
science.
Yeah. Not through material science, but spiritual science.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And that's the reason also there is always a gray area, right? So then to believe or not believe, one has to also get through these realizations, and these realizations also come through proper guidance. There is a different way of learning these things, not through our academics where we just are seeing us to believe what we see. There is also other ways how we can believe. This will also be discussed, I think, in next week's session. There is about Praman, how to understand, how to learn things. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Then we begin the time, which is the 25th element of the material creation. This material creation, when this is mixing, everything is uh, happening. Just imagine if there is no time element, uh, there is nothing, no activity, right? If you are saying something happened, that is based on time. If something will happen, that will be based on time. So it's all the time which is actually the gel of all things that to happen, and it represents the presence of the Supreme Lord. How? Because if we refer back again Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Arjuna is asking, Krishna, is it really true that you know what was my previous life? Yeah. That previous element of life when we are talking is because we are going through this time element. Yeah, time is the one that is keeping us on a check, and it is allotting us one body, moving to the other body, everything. It is the orchestration of the Supreme Lord's potency or the Lord. That's why Lord Bhagavad Gita he says, I am, follows me. I am the time. And that devouring, the time is what? Is death. Yeah, it causes fear of death. Yeah, time in spiritual world is seen only in the maintenance mode, favoring the pastimes of the Lord. But here it is in the full aggressive mode. Yeah, in the spiritual world, if Krishna wants sunshine, then it becomes morning, and if Krishna uh, wants no sunshine, then it becomes dark. The question can come, if Brahma has created this moon, sun, everything in this material world, how come that there is a sun there? If Lord wants, he can get it. So it's not like, okay, just like a company CEO, if he wants that on the southeast corner there should be a nice temple, he can get it. If southeast he doesn't want it, he can. Yeah. So the Lord who is having, so that's why it's called Para. Uh, what is that? Parameshwar. Yeah, he has complete control not only of his creation, what he has created in this world, he also has complete control of the creation that where he is. If he wants to forget, he can forget. If he doesn't want, yeah. So everything. So just imagine a man who can do everything, no limits, complete control, supreme enjoyer. So that is the Lord. So whereas in the material world, time is very important. In one way, I mean, while I'm talking, just a realization is that time is so important. Even why? Because if there is no essence of time, we would not be so serious. If there are no deadlines in our life, we would not be so serious. So I think Lord is putting such a deadlines to favor us, to push us to say, okay, guy, yeah, you want to be there, yeah, you are there, but do what you wanted to do soon, so that you can understand what is reality. So time in material world is experienced through the creation. Yeah, there was nothing, there was something, maintenance, that it's maintained, and there is also a phase of annihilation. This we will discuss later. So to start already, we are talking about yuga. Yuga means uh, the current yuga in which we are living is called Kali Yuga. Hmm. A yuga is defined by the symptoms, what are prevailing. Just like we usually call 21st century is the cutting edge of, what do we call, internet, cutting edge of uh, rockets and space shuttles. So just how we are calling by symptoms. And Kali Yuga is, we can say that it is based on people's lifespan, based on their memory capacity, based on what are the pillars of the Yuga on which the world is running or moving. Based on that, Kali Yuga is having a life. It has a span of 432,000 years. So in that we are just 5,000 years. We have just passed 7,000, I would say. Yeah. So a lot. Even if someone is saying that the world is going to doom, there is a going big comet will hit or the whole universe will destroy, there is still quite some time. I don't know what was that movie. There was a movie, right? Which came that the world is going to. There was some
Armageddon.
year. Armageddon. Is that? I thought there is a movie with a name, number, year number.
2012.
2012, na?
Yes.
Yeah. So we already crossed 2012. Now we are 2023. So Kali Yuga is not going to end, but only the symptoms will get more prominent and prominent and prominent. That there will be a phase where this Yuga will come to a point after this 432 or 430,000 years. Then this Sandhi, the period will start where the Yuga symptoms will start uh, familiarizing with the next Yuga that is going to come. Whatever. So just like seasons, yeah, it's amazing to see that every part of this year we see there is a spring, there is nice flowers, birds chirping and everything. This is not going to stay forever, the complete year, but again next year again the same thing happens. Just like seasons are cyclic, also the years and their what do we call, characteristics, I would say, are also cyclic. So we are in Kali Yuga, and this is this many thousand years, and then Dwapar Yuga is just double of this years. Treta Yuga is triple of Kali Yuga's number of years. Satya Yuga is 4 times, and Kali Yuga, if we saying from Earth, from our point of view, what is 1 year is not the same for every species. Yeah, when we talk about the demigods for on the higher planets, yeah, for them, Kali Yuga, what we are saying here is a span of only 1200 years. It is still the same time. Yeah? It's not that okay, they have a different. No, it is the same time, but they have a longer durations of years. So whatever one one day or one moment of Brahma is not the same as one moment of uh, human. Yeah, I'll also come to that later. So in that way, so and the earthly number of years in terms of if we calculate, just like what do you call this 1 kilo sugar, yeah, uh, we are counting it as yeah, from our metrics we are counting it as 1 year. The metrics counted by some others are different, yeah, the demigods, because they have a even higher uh, what do we call duration of our lifespan. So for them, this so-called, yeah, Kali Yuga, if you count, it's just very small, yeah. And Dwapar Yuga is 200, 2,400 years, Treta Yuga 3,600, and Satya Yuga is 4,800. So in that way, the lifespans are different as we go to the higher, and that's why also the amount of Kali Yuga that they will call is, hey, Kali Yuga is not so much. For us, it is really so much because uh, of this. 1 day and night of for the demigods is 1 earth year. 1 demigod year is equal to 360 earth years. One yuga cycle uh, is 432. What do you call this? Times 10,000 number of years. This is one cycle, of which Kali Yuga is 10%, Satya Yuga is 40, Treta 30, and Dwapar is 20%. Or you go this way. And after Kali Yuga comes Satya Yuga, then Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. It goes like that. Not only that, when we are talking about one yuga cycle is like that. We have how many in we are. I mean, we may know that there are manus who are ruling the whole universe, and then they also have a lifespan. Yeah? The life of Manu is uh, not like us only having 100 years. He has a lifespan of 71.35 yuga cycles, so many, and which is equal to 856,000 demigod years. And then in that way, for one, if we talk about 1 day of Brahma, yeah, now when we talk about the life, how long Brahma ji lives, yeah, it is when we talk about 14 Manus rule in 1 day of Brahma, and 14, yeah, we're talking about 1 day of Brahma, and one night is again 14. 14 plus 14, 28. And then we talk about that is each, yeah, if you see here, the small rings, yeah, there are 71. Yeah, everything is then one, what do we call? uh, sorry, 71. Yeah. So Yuga cycles are 71, 28 Yuga cycles are the lifespan of Manu, and uh, we are in the 28th Yuga cycle of the Vaivasvata Manu. And in that way, the 14 Manus have to rule in 1 day of Brahma, and 14 will rule in one night of Brahma. In that way, the whole thing happens, and that's way we can estimate what is the life of Brahma will be 36 million Yuga cycles. Yeah. So, as Amito, you were saying, okay, how can we see about the creation? I think even to calculate the number of years of Brahma, I think is also beyond our calculators.
Prabhuji, one question. The life of Manu is 71.35, Then after that, for 0.65 yoga cycles, is there pralaya?
So say again, I didn't get your question. This background. Chetan Prabhu, try again.
Yes, Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I was asking that 71.35 yoga cycles, so the remaining like 0.65 something yoga cycles, like
Yeah.
what happens in that? Like, is
It
that
it
the
gets
time of pralaya?
it's correct. It gets corrected. And when I was saying this yoga sandhis, everything will be there, right? So those will take care so that the time is still maintained. Yeah. Again, these yoga sandhis are also times that there is a calculation which gives how many. If we add all of such yoga sandhi means between two yugas, the phase. It's not like okay, now we have 31st of December, January 1st immediately, right? There is this next year starting. But when we talk about yugas, there is a quite a phase of time where is Ardha Sandhi and all these things. How much time is one such sandhi is also measured, and all this gets into this calculation. And we this is only to show us like if we really count in terms of yuga cycles, what it is. It's not that after 71.35 it will wait for remaining 65 0.65. It will just continue. We are just giving an indication of how much life immediately after 71.35, 71.36, 36, right? The next Manu's life is anyway starting.
Okay, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, Manu is like directly coming from the body of Brahma.
Mhm. Sorry, what did you say?
Prabhuji, Manu is coming directly from the body of Brahma, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. He
okay.
is the first creator. I mean, Brahma creates Manu.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Mm.
Prabhuji, a quick question.
Yeah.
So I have heard a lot of news, not news, a lot of sects in India. They are saying, they are predicting that 2032 is the end of Kali Yuga, and they play a lot of times with these 4 million years of Kali Yuga cycles.
Mhm.
So is this not true, right? And this is not something written in the Gita.
No. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is clearly written what are the symptoms of the last days of Kali Yuga. There will be only one Brahman family. I think at least 2032, there are still so many Brahman families claiming that we are Brahmins. Yeah, at least that will go on. So we are talking a degradation to that level that there is only one such family who will be then carried to Satya Yuga.
Okay.
And there also the height. Now the height is 5 point. At the time, the height of the tallest will be not more than a meter. I think there is some description which gives about how it looks like. Yeah, and who will come and who will what are the symptoms and all those things are very nicely described in um, Bhagavatam, Bhavishya Puran also that part.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, one small question
Mhm.
that we discussed that time plays important role in setting deadlines, and that's how we become alert and we do it.
Mhm.
But doesn't that give rise to fear in us instead of that fear starts motivating us to complete our things, not higher purpose?
No, if you see time is anyway cyclic, na. So the time is anyway always there. Huh? So the deadline is only a logical moments where we are going to that. Yeah, death. The time is not stopping. There are two levels. Yeah, one is that we ourselves die. The other one is that I mean we are. I don't know if that's part of this. There is also partial annihilation, and when Lord Brahma is going to sleep, right, night time, that everything whatever is created is going in Sushupti. It's also kind of sleeping. So not no action, nothing happening. Uh, Again, when the day of morning of Brahma starts and everything is electrified and everyone is back to action, busy with his karmic work and everything. And again, night time, again, this will happen. Like this whole thing happens, which is partial annihilation. This will happen All the manifested will go on unmanifested. Unmanifested goes on manifested in a cycle of up to for 100 years of Brahma's lifespan. Chetan Prabhu. And when
Okay.
this time comes, then everything is again dissolved and everything complete dissolution happens. Yeah, when then again everything based on our own position. If we are already elevated to Maharloka or Satyaloka, then there is a chance, hey, you are a devotee, then you can be promoted directly to spiritual world. You don't have to again go into a world or universe where you again have to take a body of an animal or a human. Yeah, it all depends. So karma driven. So that is what is setting the deadline. The karma is setting the deadlines, right? Now, if you're talking about how much
Okay.
breath we take and all this, so it is this karma which is defining the deadlines. And if not, then we are not responsible. If we are not responsible, who will like it? Even we don't like ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So a sense of fear is good. Yeah. So usually when we are preparing for exam, yeah, we should have sense of fear that okay, yeah, if I am not careful, then I'll not pass.
Yes, yes, got you.
Okay. This is a table which gives at even very high level what is a kalpa, which is 12 hours of Brahma. We were talking only one hour of Brahma and kalpa, and 1 year of Brahma is that much. Mahakalpa is 100 years of Brahma, which is 311 trillion uh, Earth years. So a lot of time is there. Yeah, and just as a side note, um, this when I don't know if you may have heard Brahma Vimochana Leela, where Lord Brahma is thinking, who is this little boy? Huh? Let me trick him. So what he did, he took all his cows and friends, everyone to his own space, and ah, and then after a moment, yeah. So when he thought, hey, everything is happening, I wanted to just take a tea break and come back, but there is no panic in the world. It is equivalent to this many years already. That fast in the moment of Brahma, just having a 1 second of break. Anyway, so this aspect of time is um, very bewildering, I would say. This aspect of time is so bewildering that it's quite vast. What we have just discussed, yeah, it's just to appreciate that such a such a sophisticated creation is existing, not only in the world where we are living, not only in the universe where we are, but beyond this, so much is there, and everything is, yeah, created so perfectly that everything is functioning absolutely. There is not like okay, something is broken. No, why people are suffering, or why the planets or what is it called, space shuttles are coming, clashing, and all. Uh, so for everything, there is indeed a reason. To appreciate that behind the creation there is creator. This session is for that. Yeah, I am done on time. Any questions? I mean, of course, as I said, this can open up doors to questions, many questions, many questions. But there is also answers. If we can take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is detailed description of how is this um, Jambudvip is created, how all these small elements are doing, how are these influencing, what is the effect of moon, what is the effect of sun. So everything is very nicely described in Srimad Bhagavatam. If
Prabhuji,
aspirants are there.
a question, all this information, these things will help us in the bhakti, or is it advisable to go in such details and to study these planetary systems and material realm? And
It
what do you
depends
suggest?
on how do you relish bhakti. If you relish in acquiring so much knowledge, digesting it, yeah, yeah, because there is also jnanis, yeah, there is yogis, jnanis, and bhaktas, yeah. So are we getting stuck only at jnanis? Then it's not helpful. just acquiring knowledge so that I can be very knowledgeable person, what does it help? Even not help us, because with that we just get puffed up. If this knowledge is helping to appreciate that, oh, so Lord is such a great personality that He has created everything and has complete control of it. Huh? I want to know these things, small things, how it's created. So this knowledge can definitely help, because with Jnana, we don't want to have blind faith. We don't want to have blind faith, but we want to have appreciation to the knowledge that helps us to develop bhakti. Because ultimately, only when we engage this knowledge in this service, then only the actual purpose of knowledge is served. Yeah, so everyone is very eagerly welcomed if you have the taste to or inquisitiveness, that yes, I want to really know the secrets of this universe. Yes, yeah, one can do that, but bring everyone to the same, that okay, see how everything is connected to Krishna. My next session is about that. So that's where, when we know about that, there is no harm. It can only help if we understand that ultimately this shows the greatness of the Lord, and to that greatness, I have to offer service. So that is the, if we have that.
Prabhuji, one question. That it is also said that in Ramayana, like the Lanka is not the Lanka that we know today, but it is different actually. Not the Lanka, Sri Lanka that we know, because it is 100 yojan and the distance is too uh, far than the distance between Rameshwaram and Sri Lanka. So, Prabhuji, my question was that, like, while building the bridge, like, suddenly, how come they go into some other realm, and like, how did they attain that realm, Prabhuji? Like, because as we discussed in the class also, that the distance is material distance, so it can be calculated as well. So, while calculating, like, while building the bridge, where did they go?
Yeah, so yeah, thanks, Chetan Prabhu. I would just want to say one small announcement. If someone would like to go for a break, please go. And what time we can be back? I think 15 minutes break was there, right? So 12 o'clock. Yeah. If 12:05 is also fine, and if someone has questions, yeah, they can, yeah, ask. Or yeah. And coming to your question, there is also something called what is this word called? Yeah, the pastimes of the Lord happen in, and also on a cyclic way. That means the leelas that of the Lord happens, they are eternal. It's not like, okay, Ramayana happened only once. Yeah. And what is this word? I forgot. They call it as yuga. Hmm. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but the point is that the descriptions that you read at different sources can still work. They need not be contradictory, because these leelas are happening. Yeah, and in one it could be this, in the other it could be something else. What is this word? When I don't recollect that, it becomes more interesting.
Yuga Samas something. Yeah. I'm
I'll
just
get that
guessing,
word.
Prabhuji.
No, I'll get that word. It's nice. Yeah. Usually this is often the case. Yeah. Sometimes someone says, "Hey, Varaha Swami should, yeah, it was like this." And in, yeah, if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam in the Canto 3, there's clear description that there is also Sweta Varaha, there is also Rakta Varaha, different Varaha Swamis, different times. Um, um, Again, about, not, that's not coming the word, but uh, depending on which time what has happened, it can also vary. But it's not like, okay, Lanka is an imaginary, or Lanka is a no. At different times, different things can still be there.
Okay, because Prabhuji, I heard this that like from Rameshwaram they started building. So the Lanka that we know today was the case in some other yuga, not the one, not
Yes,
of this
it is
cycle.
not in our, yeah. That's also mentioned. in Srimad Bhagavatam, where we see that the Treta Yuga description is not of the last Treta Yuga, the Ramayana that has happened already long back. Yeah.
So in this cycle, they went to some other planet like called Lanka, not the Sri Lanka that we know today. In this cycle.
God, I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay, Guruji.
I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Guruji. I just thought like that. So
Oh, definitely somewhere. But if that was the case, I think the Bhagavatam is mainly giving the description of this universe only. Yeah, in which yuga I don't know. So
okay, okay,
in
Guruji.
so it also there's so much. It this is what also Sukadeva Goswami says. There's so much. Yeah, when Suta Goswami is narrating, now he says there is a lot. But currently, what we have been discussing or being pastimes are more of this universe, so that we can more correlate. Beyond this, there are so many, and it is said the Bhagavatam that we have already such a big volume. Yeah, in other universes, in other places, the volumes of Bhagavatam are even many times bigger than this, because so much is happening, so much is relished there. It all depends on how much we can relish accordingly in that yuga or in that universe we are.
Okay, Guruji.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Shashwati Mataji, you want to go for break or ask?
Thank you.
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I have two questions. One was this, the human-like species. Is that so that like the highest species from the planets, they are called humans? Like demigods are also fall under the humans?
Yeah. Demigods also come under humans.
Okay. And the second question is, Prabhuji, I have heard that like in this, there are...
Why is whoever is still under the limits of death? Yeah. So Mrityu. Yeah. So they're all still inhuman.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
And Prabhuji, in the like I have heard that in this like there will be like one day of Brahma, there will be 1,000 cycles of yogas, and then among this only in one cycle, in Dapar Yuga, Bhagavan will come, and then in the Kali Yuga, Sri
There is
Chaitanya
a
Mahaprabhu will
whole
come.
section. There is a whole session. I think you did. You guys get the itinerary or what session happens when?
Yes.
In that you will find there is a whole area about this topic. What yoga and incarnations. What kind of there are 6 kinds of incarnations. Yeah, all this. That will cover that question.
Okay, Prabhuji, I wanted to know in this, among the, when, then in these other yoga cycles, neither comes Bhagavan and nor Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only one cycles they came.
Yeah. There is in Kali Yuga, there is this golden period we call 10,000 years when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. Yeah, he doesn't appear every time. He appears in one day of Brahma only once.
And also same with Bhagavan Sri Krishna, only one day of Brahma once.
I think I read that. Let me cross check. Yeah, I also read like that, but in one universe. But Krishna's pastimes are eternal, which means that these are happening continuously, one after the other, in one universe or the other. Just like sun, the example given is like a sun. Sun may set here in Germany, but sun is still rising somewhere else. Yeah, in Australia and US, if you take, uh, sun rise stops and sunsets starts. So like that. So the leelas of the Lord are like that. They are constantly happening at different places.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So shall we start at 12:05? Everyone fine? 12:05. Okay. Who are present? I think they already left for a break. And yeah, we'll meet at 12:05. I'll put it in the chat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I don't know if it was enough break. Let's give 2 more minutes for others to come, and you can also have 2 minutes more to. Yeah. How was it, by the way, the first session? Too technical, too dry philosophy.
Very nice, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I can't cover all questions definitely, but this is only kind of to trigger the interest in. As was it Amit Prabhu, you were asking, should we also read all these things, go more deeper? Yeah, if we have some questions in this direction, we can definitely benefit from it. Yeah, by going to the scriptures, clarifying those doubts. Okay, so may I ask others also to please turn on your videos. Of course, I won't have time to see you, but at least for your active presence that you can be. It's nice. Are we missing someone? Do you know? There's one more. No, I think.
Yes, it should be one more participant.
Yeah, but let's start because this topic also is. I mean, the topics that I have are quite heavy, and very vast to cover. Let me start. So, welcome to our next session. This is about the search for the absolute truth, perceiving Krishna in his creation. So, first of that is the search for happiness. Sorry, absolute truth is very important to understand what is actually absolute truth. So, truth, we know, we always say we should speak truth, we should not speak lie or false, truth and false. But what is this absolute? What is the purpose of this absolute? Yeah, refers to a reality which doesn't change over time. If I may ask others to go on mute if you want. Yeah, I think I'm still here. I think, yeah, that was Nishad Prabhu. I think we missed him, right? He's back now. Okay. So we are talking about this absolute truth, which refers to a reality which doesn't change over time. That can be first test whether what is true or not. Yeah, if saying I'm hungry, yeah, especially at the afternoon, I shouldn't speak about it. That's truth. Yeah, before we eat, after eating, I'm no more hungry. So whatever the statement I made is no more true. And when I'm saying, okay, what is this? He says, yeah, it depends. No, it doesn't depend. Absolute truth is always truth. Absolute means all other truths are relative to it or depend on it. When we talk about Krishna, God, we are talking about the absolute truth. Absolute truth is the source of everything. Yeah, because just imagine, otherwise, if the basis itself is temporary, if the basis itself is false, remaining everything is false. Remaining everything is temporary. But we are talking about absolute truth means which is always, every over time, always it is the same. And that can only be one. Who is that? The Lord. Absolute truth is the source of everything, ultimate cause of all causes. Yeah, this is what we hear from Lord Brahma also. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda. So we are saying Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So cause of all causes is that one which is absolute truth. In Sanskrit, if you see, it is Satyam Param, not just Satyam, but Param, the topmost, highest. Satyam Param Dhimahi. Yeah. So the supreme truth perceived in three features. Yeah, we say this Vadanti Tat Tattvavit Tattvam Yad Jnanam Advayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaneti Shakti. So this is the understanding that though it's the absolute truth, he manifests in different levels. In a very basic level of Brahman, the Lord, the truth, when we are talking about, still we talk about the truth, is manifesting in three forms. Just like there are nice examples of a train is approaching you. When a train is approaching you, initially we only hear the sound. Yeah? We can't see the train coming to us. So we see that, okay, there is a train coming just by hearing the sound. That is one level of truth, that yes, indeed there is a train. This is the train. And the next level is we see that when the train is coming closer, then we start seeing that the train, you can start seeing the train and it's coming. And the third level is actually the train is not on its own, but it's actually there is a driver inside it who's driving. One example. The second example, similarly, you can take of you are in a train, you're going on a tour where it's a hilly mountain area, and early in the morning it could be cloudy and that you can't see, but definitely there is mountain or there is a hill. When you get more closer, first you are thinking, okay, there's a huge, very, very abstract thing that may look like there could be a big mountain. But after when you get more closer and closer, then what you are seeing is, yes, it's indeed a mountain which has a shape and everything, a form. And not only that, if you go even further closer, then you start seeing also, you'll also further see that there are also small trees, animals, house, huts, everything. So the more closer we go, the more we are able to appreciate the absolute truth. Is when we see at an abstract level, also it is truth. When we see at a minute level, it's also truth. Both are truth, but different levels of. That's what he says. Bhagavaneti, Paramatmeti, sorry, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti, Sabdyate. So this supreme truth is perceived. The truth is same, but the truth is perceived in different levels. That this and then the other example again is to relate ourselves with sunlight. When the sun rays are falling, we see that, oh, okay, there is sun rays. This is one truth. Then behind the sun rays, it's actually coming from the sun globe. Yeah, we see this whole, there is up, we see there is a whole sun disk. And if we go more closer, then we see that, okay, indeed, inside this sun globe, who is present? Sun God is present. Of course, I mean, when we are not believing in God, we may think, okay, there is some gases and etc. But how can some, if we are in an apartment, there should be a person, or otherwise, what is the purpose of this apartment? If there is a building that is constructed, it's not just constructed for nothing. It's constructed that someone can stay there, someone will reside there. And it's also proven by scientists that even in fire, there are microorganisms. Even in normal fire, yeah, there are organisms that can live. So definitely There should be a world. A world is created for people, just like this world is created that all of us can be there. Similarly, the world is created. Yeah, this globe is created. The sun is created inside where so many creatures of a different kind are who have better shoots. What is that? Protection against handling such high temperatures are there. Anyway, that topic itself is not part of this, but it can go into a very important book where Prabhupada life comes from life. And there was a scientist who said, hey, when there was a news that moon, there is no life, Prabhupada said they didn't see properly. Life is there in every, otherwise why is something created? Now we talk further about this truth. These three are the same one truth, understood from increasingly advanced level of realization. In the beginning, absolute appearance is impersonal, just only an abstract understanding. There is no personal aspect of it. With more advancement, the supreme is perceived within one's own heart and the heart of others. We start seeing, come on, we cannot be independent. We are only part and parcels. Definitely, that the Lord is present inside our heart in the form of Paramatma. Just like when in the previous session we were discussing that Mahavishnu expands. Yeah, there is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and also the Lord also expands as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who is in the Milky Ocean, in Shweta Dvipa, who is there. But at the same time, Lord is so merciful that He is also present in everyone's heart, so that He is constantly witnessing what do we need, and also granting what we, so to say, deserve for that. That's what he is called, Anumanta and Upadrashta. Hanumanta is the one who is giving permission that we can do something. Upadrashta is granting. He is always witnessing what are we doing. So, and the highest level, is it the Lord only this much? No, the highest level is to really know that the Lord is a person. He is having his own home. He has his own people. He has his own activities. So that is the complete personal, which is complete absolute truth. So the same truth, the Lord is there. Lord has his light, which is effulgence. Lord has a form, and not only Lord has a form. Yeah, Lord is who is complete. Yeah, I think we will go through these other points in later slides. What is the proof? Scriptures. How to really take shelter of scriptures? By hearing. What kind of hearing? Authorized hearing. Not any kind of hearing. If some newspaper is publishing some nonsense, we just take it. That, you know what? When was this? There was a revision that said that actually they were saying Earth will explode, or there is some, yeah, it will explode after certain years. But they said no, no, no. We are getting closer to sun, not as faster as we thought. So it will live longer. So this is what now we talk about books which are based on Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and other scriptures. Brahman means spirit. Brahman means supreme, and Krishna's all-pervading energy. Whatever this Brahma Jyoti we call, Brahma Jyoti means light, effulgence. This Brahma Jyoti, this light is not independent. It's not the only. It's actually the radiance of the Lord. And then there are two. I mean, these are only just one for giving the insights. There is Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. Brahman with manifested qualities in the material world is also possible. And Brahman without manifested qualities is Nirgun. Guna means nature, or Guna means quality or attribute. Nirguna means the Lord has no qualities. But what qualities? Lord doesn't has material qualities. Why? Because he didn't want to come to this material world, so he is not he is never adulterated by the effects of the material world. So in that way, Lord is always what? Nirguna Brahman. And in the spiritual world. And now what is this Sarguna Brahman? Again, here we are talking about manifested quality in the material world. Now we are talking about that Lord who has taken form in what is this? TT worship. Yeah, we are worshipping the Lord who is present in the form of a made of wood, made of stone, made of metal or different items. Uh, that is the form that the Lord Himself is coming to the material world so that we can worship Him. Then Paramatma. So the Lord is localized expansion of the Lord, expanded everywhere in everyone's heart, even to the atom of material universe. Even atom, not only living, non-living, also the Lord is present in every. So He is one, but appears divided. Just as the sun shines on everyone. Sun is one, but its shine is on everyone individually. He knows all bodies, unlike the individual soul. So we may know, we may have perception, we may have consciousness of only this body, but Lord has perception and consciousness experienced by everyone. That is how through Paramatma. His source and identity is Kshirodaksha Vishnu. I think I have covered this. Thought I didn't have this slide, but he is sometimes detectable as consciousness or inner voice. So sometimes something is so strong pushing from inside. Yes, I should do like this. I should do like this. Just imagine if no one is there, if no situations are forcing us to do something. I would do this. That is our inner voice. We may know how. I don't know why, but there is strong desire. I want to do. Yeah, that it can be. It's not. It is the only reason. It can still be our own conditioning, etc. But that's definitely, if we can hear, there is also this inner voice uh, of of Paramatma who is also um uh, is always saying present and telling what is right. He has knowledge and is our best well-wishing friend. Yeah, and therefore we should surrender to him. And then that is best of our interest. If we do that, that is good for us. Why? Because inner voice is so which always is telling what is Shreya. Shreya and Preya are two things. Shreya means something that is good and auspicious for us, that is beneficial for us, that is really what we should do. And Priya is something that, mm, because of our own uh, inclination, because of our own taste, we may like to do something only for our satisfaction, only for our sense enjoyment. That is Priya. So we should develop. I mean, this is also what in bhakti uh, we want to come to that position, that where we can start uh, understanding the plan of Krishna in our life. At the moment we think that there is no Krishna at all, we are doing everything on our own. But uh, Paramatma, the Lord is, as Paramatma, is present inside our heart, and He is. If we give space, if we want to hear Him, if we turn Him, then we can understand, and then we can be more successful. Yeah, absolute truth. Yeah, in the same topic we talk about Bhagavan. Bhaga means opulence. Yeah, Olena Matan.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, maybe I missed the point, but in this previous slide, it was the last point, his source and identity, Shradakashai Vishnu. Could you explain a little bit more?
Yeah.
Just
Kshirodakashai Vishnu. So what is happening is, when this whole creation, we said that Krishna is in spiritual world, and when the material world is created, then first what happens is Mahavishnu, who is also called Karanodakashai Vishnu. And from Karanodakashai Vishnu, so many universes come. And out of this so many universes, in each of the universe, yeah, Garbhodakashai Vishnu is laying in this mm, Seshanag, the serpent, who is also expansion of the Lord again, and then he is creating. And when everything is created, there is also that in each and every atom, the Lord is also present as Paramatma. And Paramatma, yeah, he is none other than another form of Vishnu. Yeah, so there is this Karana Dakashai Vishnu, then Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and then the Lord, in order to witness everything that is happening, because just like if you set up a company, you have watchmen everywhere, right? Yeah, you have watchmen everywhere to check what is happening, to keep everything under control, and to maintain. So the Lord has expanded. Of course, the example of a watchman may not fit the glories of the Lord, but just for our understanding, I've referred that is the Lord is also expanding again in the form of Shirodakashai Vishnu, and in present in every atom of the creation. Yeah, I don't know if this answered your question, Olena Mataji.
Yes, thank you. I also remember one story I wanted to share, that Srila Prabhupada one time said that birds know how to fly because Super Soul teach them. It's like this.
It
It's
is,
about this.
yeah,
Okay.
the one what you are saying is that the jiva already has the ability inside, yeah, to do like a child. It's not that okay, someone is teaching him how to walk, how to get up. The child has the ability inside already, yeah, and the directions and what do we call this, um, impetus to do, that is granted by Paramatma, the Kshirodaksha Vishnu.
Thank you.
Okay. So Bhagavan, yeah, Bhagavan means one who has, we like Shaktivan, is one who is having lot of power. Hmm? Bhagavan is one who possesses Bhagya. Bhagya means opulences. What kind of opulences? The the Lord has mm, unlimited strength. Yeah. So we're talking about unlimited strength, unlimited fame, unlimited wealth, unlimited knowledge, unlimited beauty and renunciation. We know that these are real wealth, right? So if someone has a lot of gold or silver, and then yeah, we say he is very rich, he is very influential. So it's very fortunate person. When someone has some strength, then we say, hey, he is very strong. We appreciate for, oh, he is very strong. And then when someone has a lot of famous, yeah, then so all these are fortunate, or bhagya, very nice to have. And we say they are popular, very famous, yeah, and they are well known. But in if we see, yeah, so many people are there who are either very rich. Of course, we are not talking about unlimited. They are very rich, but they are not so beautiful. Or someone is having lot of beauty, and but he has no renunciation because of beauty, and he's thinking, wow, so see, I'm so beautiful, everyone should be around me. So these opulences, yeah, are not of the range of humans. It's not at all possible. Only the Lord, and Lord in unlimited capacity, and such a person can be called as Bhagavan. So if someone is saying that I am Bhagavan, we have to see, does he has these qualities? Because Parashar Muni is definition is very simple. Is he very rich? How much rich? If he is so rich, is he also famous for his beauty? If he is also famous for his beauty and wealth, is he also famous for his knowledge? Hmm? Even if he is famous for all of this, including that, is he also famous for his detachment, renunciation? So that is the definition of Bhagavan. So I've just kept here. We see that. So Krishna is a very, very knowledgeable person. The proof is Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, he himself personally came, and till now, still we take shelter of this great dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna of Bhagavad Gita, where he's explained complete science, yeah, very thoroughly within a short time, unprepared, no slides, nothing. Very strong, very, very strong. Yeah, yeah. So, and we can see the proof. He's so strong. How in Kurukshetra, of course, he didn't even have to mm, fight directly. Just he's so strong. He could advise Arjuna to fight, and he could even, yeah. Everyone was scared. If Krishna will fight, then it will be a one-sided war. That shows how strong he is, how many battles he has won. Hmm? Beauty. So Krishna itself means Akarshayati iti Krishna. So Krishna is so beautiful that whatever he does, even if he cares or doesn't care, uh, Asishava padratam pinastumam adarshanan marmahatam karotva yata tatava vidadatu lampato matprana natastu sayevana para. It says that whether the Krishna is um, caring me or doesn't care me, still I am mesmerized. I'm always attached, attracted to his beauty, fame, strength. So all these things, renunciation. You see, Krishna is completely renunciant. When Shishupal, I think we know this. When no, not Shishupal, when Yudhishthir Maharaj was seeing who is the right, first person to get in the Rajasuya Yajna first right respect. So Bhishma Dev said it's Krishna. How Krishna? Why? Because he's completely renunciant. And he said he's Yogeshwara. Krishna is Yogeshwar. Yogeshwar means who is who is the best performing yoga, which means who is completely controlled, having complete self-control. In the midst of so many gopis, also Krishna is uh, relishing the loving pastimes. So he's completely detached. So what are we having here? This slide, okay. I think I have covered this slide to with these examples. Yeah, train coming. This I've already covered. Approaching a mountain, and three aspects of this. Mm. So in this way we see that the Lord manifests the absolute truth. Whatever we said can be manifested in different levels. Brahman, which is Brahmajyoti level of seeing the Lord. And Brahmavadis, they do. And then Paramatma, yogis, what they achieve is they could also go to Brahmajyoti or even Vaikuntha planets. And what kind of realization they feel? Sat, Chit. Sat means truth, Chit means consciousness, and actual bliss will come. Yeah, the bliss is when one can engage in the service of the Lord, through which one can be in association of the Lord in service. That is possible only for bhaktas. So, what is the proof? Is it only like a theory? No. If you see from Bhagavatam, the first sloka itself is saying this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Janmadi Yasya Yato Anvayad Itaras Chatyeshva Avignaswarat Tena Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejovari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Tri Sargo Mrsha Damna Svena, and this line is important. Damna Swana Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Okay, what is all that? The last line says, for he is the absolute truth. This is the opening verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. O my dear Lord Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is the directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being, Adi Kavaye. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire, or land seen on earth. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representation of material world. Anyway, so I'm just reading so that rather than I try to kind of still explain my words, but I can just read the proper translation. So this is what says, and then Satyavratam, Satyam Param, Trisatyam. So we are talking about three Satyas. The demigods prayed, O Lord, you never deviate from your vow, which is always perfect because whatever you decide is perfectly correct and cannot be stopped by anyone. Being present in the three phases of cosmic manifestation, creation, maintenance, annihilation, you are the supreme truth. Yeah, here it says, indeed, unless one is completely truthful, one cannot achieve your favor, which therefore cannot be achieved by hypocrites. Satyasya satya, rita satya, netram, satyakmakam, tvam, sharanam, prapannam. After knowing all this satya, what we should do, therefore offering our obeisances, we surrender unto you, kindly give us protection. So this is the prayers of the demigods. Demigods are far intelligent than us. They are even better God conscious than us. So yeah, they are offering these prayers. So until here, any questions? Of course, if there are something related to these subjects, else we can move to this part. By the way, is it easy to follow my questions for you then? Is it okay with the speed? Are you able to get something, or let me know if I need to slow down, spend more time? Hari bol. Did I lose you guys? Or
Hari Bol Prabhu. All good.
I had to see the videos now. At least audio is not there. At least I'm checking videos. Is there some? Is it lunch effect? Not so interesting topic. No? Or maybe it's already familiar. You may already have heard all these things. Anything, anything new that you found?
Probably what I liked is the introduction to the planetary systems, the God creation, which I knew, but I never thought that it will be so good or useful for us, to know the Lord's creation, and also the term Mahatattva. I heard it first time. Mahabhuta. Yes, thank you for it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so then shall we go to the next part?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So when we know Krishna, then how to perceive him? Yeah, we have already given 3 examples of what is that? Bhagavan, and then Paramatma, and then or the other order, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. These are 3 levels of realization we can see, we can achieve. But absolute truth is same, because absolute truth is one, and who is that? Krishna. You may think, come on, I still cannot understand how truth can be person. Anyone? No one has this question.
Yes.
I was giving you enough time to ask question. Huh? We are talking about truth. For us, truth is just a word, or truth is some kind of agreement or some kind of impersonal thing. But what is this? Yeah, this is just exactly now we are trying to understand who is behind actually the truth. Truth is a personified. Hmm? Just like when we are talking about the train is coming, but the train inside that there is this driver. There is a real person who created the train. So in that way, we can really see for anything that we see object behind that object, definitely there is a person. Yeah. Even if Big Bang is coming because there is a person who is creating the Big Bang theory. Isn't it? Hmm? If someone, whether it is a truth or not, that's secondary. But behind anything, any creation, there is a person behind it. One may see, okay, nature. Yeah, come on, nature. Who created? Who has created such a vast amount of rainfall? Who has created such a vast amount of sky, sunshine, and all these things? Yeah. Just if you take the same model into our own apartment or into our own living way we are doing, don't we see there is a social order, there is a government. Yeah. If a country is maintained, there is a people who are maintaining, who is running. There is a person, there is intelligence behind the whole working. Without intelligence, nothing works. So intelligence is a symptom of an intelligent person. So in that way, whatever we take, we again go back to this the person. So when we talk about this truth, wow, how come this truth can manifest? How do we know this is truth? There is a person who is defining it, and the person himself is truth. It's quite very sensitive, right? As soon as when we say the truth, the person himself is truth. We only know the person can speak truth. Hmm? So that is the reason why we are seeing like, okay, how do we start sensing how to perceive Krishna when we are saying, okay, he is absolute truth, how to perceive that he is absolute truth. Yeah. Next minutes would help, I think, in the direction. It's also not so big, but Krishna is saying that Krishna is the essence of everything. If we see Bhagavad Gita, in that we see that I am the taste of water. I am the sound in ether. The ability in man, if man is doing anything, or we are doing so many things, no? Krishna is saying, I am doing it. I am the heat in fire. So when we touch fire, the heat that we are seeing, oh, so we see that okay, Krishna is the heat. So in that way, we can very closely perceive him. Uh, so and then the life of that lives, the living energy, life energy. Krishna is saying, I am intelligence of intelligent people. It is me. Prowess, the power. Where is the power coming? Actually, are we having the strength? Okay, because I ate proper breakfast, I am having the strength. uh, to power to think, to power to do, power whatever. Even if we talk at a very basic level of even thinking power, how are we getting it? It's just because, oh, I sat under the sun and sun has given it, or no one gave it. It's on my hard-earned money. That's why I'm intelligent. I'm powerful. No, all the nature, whatever we are using through that we are building. And what is nature? Nature is other than Lord's power. So that's why power behind every power is Lord. I am the original fragrance of earth, the light of the sun and the moon, uh, the strength of the strong, and even sex life. The Lord is saying, I am religious principles. So this religious principles is what is called righteousness, dharma, truth. So the Lord is saying, I am also this. Come on, how can it be? Yeah, how can we think that sex life is something very wrong, bad, and people are condemning it very badly? No, in the right way, sex life. Lord is saying, I am sex life. Why? Because this whole progenation, this whole creation is happening only through that. So in that way, Lord is saying, even that I am. And then, very important, he's saying, know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested from my energy. And then Lord is saying, all that is created, it is my energy, it is my potency, but I am not depending on all of this. Because we all depend on that, the Lord has created all these things. But I am independent. I am not under the mode of material nature, for they, on contrary, are under my control. So this is what Krishna is saying, that, and then this whole, I mean, this can go, if we refer to the Bhagavad Gita, it tells that Krishna is present everywhere, light, radiant, among stars, the moon, and he has a whole list. I have just made this table, which tells that, okay, he's saying of the demigods I am Indra, of Aditya I am Vishnu, of Maruts I am Marichi, of Rudras I am Shiva, of Yakshas and Rakshasas I am Kuvera, of Vasus Agni. So in that way, the Lord is telling that, of all these, cause of procreation, Kandarbha, of all sages I am Vyasa. Anyway, so this gives a whole. The Lord is saying that it's me, it's me, it's me. So which means that we can very well understand that without Krishna, will there be sages? Will there be Rudras, Adityas, Varunas? No, no one. So it is that Lord is present, and Lord is best among everything. That is what here we see. Best of everything is the Lord. Of the senses, he is mind. Of the sages, Vyasa. Among the signs of self, of Atma. So this should help us, yeah. In the nature, he says, yeah, lights, radiant sun, stars, he is moon, mountains, he is Meru, immovable, he is Himalaya. This way of understanding helps us to see that Lord is present everywhere, and not just present as a servant, but as the best of it. Yeah. So of the months is Margashira. So, and then it comes, yeah, of Aksharas, letters I am A, of mantras I am Om. So all these things shows, this is what Lord is telling to Arjun in Bhagavad Gita. We come across this. What does this show? Yeah, question maybe to everyone. What does it mean? When I heard first time, I said, hey, Krishna is very egoistic. He's always telling, I am this, I am that, I am that, I am this. No? No one felt like that? Can, if someone is telling that I am all these things, first of all, it's too much. How can one be so much? And if someone is so much, why is he telling so much? So there's some challenge. I don't know. Yeah, maybe from my background, I always felt doubting everything. So I was thinking, hey, why does he has to tell all these things? Usually we say that one should be very humble. He should not say anything. He should be, even if he can, he should always say, unless someone asks. That's the culture, Vedic culture, right? But what is Krishna doing? He breaks all the culture, and we are saying he's right. No, no question. Or no, it's not like we are in a we are in a moment where we don't have the freedom to ask questions. No, we can ask the questions. But what is the use unless we have openness to understand, accept it? Questions we can ask. but are we having the open-mindedness to accept what Krishna is saying? At the moment, because of our enviousness, we are not accepting Krishna. Huh? Just imagine, Amit Prabhu, your company manager comes to your door and is saying, "This is my company." Will you accept it or not? Unless there is proof. Come on, show me the proof, then I will accept.
But I think probably if he's the creator of the universe, multi-universe, then he can say it. Yeah, he deserves it.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
he can say it.
Yes.
And he's saying for a purpose. He's not saying that,
Yeah.
hey, you see, I am great. Now you start worshipping me. He's just saying, yeah, because Arjun was in confusion. Are we not in confusion? Do we know what is truth, what is not truth? Yeah, we are in confused state.
A quick question, Prabhuji. I mean, I still don't understand if he is in everything, he is controlling everything, then why he is not controlling our karmas? Why it is left to us? What we do? Why we are deciding our fate? Why we are deciding
We
our...
don't want it. So why will he force it? We don't want it. That's why he has given some freedom. Yeah, he's not interfering with that free will. And if some, because if you come to a stage of like Hiranyakashipu or that level of not accepting, even then he's again coming with mercy, right? Even when he's delivering, liberating, again in all the forms, he's only showing what? Mercy. Just like a surgeon comes and he cuts the patient and start operating. Is it not mercy? So you might feel that, hey, why is he not interfering in our business?
Yes.
He wants that we do take care of our business properly. Otherwise, yeah, he is anyway expert. He can come and do the
Yes.
surgery.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And this can go a little bit further, this question that yes, he has given us the freedom, but at the first point, what was the need for this creation at all?
Yes, again, because of a need. Just like you are son of a very rich millionaire, right? But you said, no, I like to live in a small house. Okay, a house where there is no proper ventilation, everything, etc. You said, no, I really want like that. I want to see, yeah. Otherwise, I'm not able to appreciate the greatness of the house that I am. So the Lord has the potency that He can create and then He can give it. If you are so attached for such a thing that you want, the Lord can do it, because He can simply say, no, that's not right. You should not have such desire. Can we know why not? We may have this question always, right? Why not? If a child, if there is a ventilator that is going round, the fan, yeah, what do we call here in Germany?
Ventilator.
Ventilator, the fan. The child wants to keep his finger inside it. Nishant Prabhu, and then you say, no, don't do that. He will listen once. Again, still thinks, oh, he doesn't know what will happen, right? His curiosity has come to that stage that he really want to check it. And when curiosity becomes so much overcoming us, yeah, we may start thinking, no, let me do it. So then we say, okay, you do it and then you know it. Yeah.
Ji Prabhuji, but you took the point of the perspective or the wish of the son or the child. But I'm here talking about that why at first place, why this creation?
Yeah, that's why. So
Lord is
why
powerful.
should we? Yeah.
So what?
But
this
power
creation at all?
is not force, right? You may have the power to slap your kid, but are you doing it? No. You give time. You give the facility or arrangement such a way that he or she will learn from her experience, isn't it? I think Shashwati Mataji also asked the same question, no? In the before session. No?
So Prabhuji, what do you mean to say that we wanted to come here? That's why we are here.
Yeah. Because we wanted to be here, we are given facility. Just like a thief, huh? Just like a criminal. Criminal wanted to do criminal acts. Then what happens? He will do it, and then what will happen? He will also get what? A prison house. It's not that he can continue. Huh? Because it's so cool to be a criminal, I can shoot anyone and everyone. Let me continue doing that forever. No, then there is a creation of a prison house where he is also kept there until he learns. Isn't it? I mean, how can we allow a creation to facilitate otherwise if we can't reform? So the facilities are such a way that we don't even know that what kind of conditioning, what kind of chains are there. Yeah, the other day, I don't know if you have heard, Keshav Maharaj was telling, if you enter into a restaurant, what do we ask? We ask a menu, right? We ask for a menu and then we order our food. We are entering into this world, and what is the menu? The results of our karma. Yeah. So whatever we have done, that has made us to come. That will make us to work out our way. With the free will, if we make good things, we can go higher. If we make bad things, we go bad. There is this karma, akarma, vikarma, all this. I think this will also come anyway. That's not part of this, but those subjects will clarify these questions mainly. Because all these questions is why in the first place we are here, which has to do with reincarnation, which has to do with karma, which has to do understand the beauty of Krishna's greatness. So all these things that will come in other sessions.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, but your question is, why did Krishna allow to do it? Because he loves us. He doesn't want to force us. Yeah.
Ji, Prabhuji.
Okay, shall we proceed, or anyone has anything to add? Or okay. So, when Krishna is supreme, what is the challenge? Did someone comment? I don't know if I'm saying. So, why when we have this that if Krishna is everything, then what is our challenge to surrender? Okay, now okay, we are in this world. But first of all, it's so nice. If I would have been only in the spiritual world, I have no problems. But after knowing that Lord is great now, why are we not accepting? Why? Because there is this. The energy of the Lord is so powerful that the Lord is making us go through a cleaning process. Just imagine if you have a piece of cloth that is very dirty, then it has to be put in some cleaning process. We like it or not, oh, that's a different thing. But because some kind of detergents or something, these agents will start working, then only the dust will go. Similarly, these energies are so that we may tend to continue to believe all these things. Oh, no, 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 this is no. Then the whole world does not know the Lord. Why? Because we are covered. Lord is not covered, we are covered. And we are covered for the purpose that we understand all the mistakes what we made. Now the question will come, if I am covered, how can I come to this consciousness? If I am made blind, how can I see it? This is the question, right? If I am not blind, there is no problem, but you make me blind and now you start me to uh, come back to have the vision. Yeah, so this is only given when we appreciate the vision. I don't, Chetan Prabhu, you are there? So this vision is only given to people who can understand the value of vision. Just like if there is a gun, if I give the gun to a person who doesn't know the value of it, it will be only causing what? Chaos. People will just go around, I have a gun, and keep shooting and create more disturbance. So the vision is given to only people who can appreciate it, who can. Until otherwise, that is there. One is going through this cleaning process. It's called reforming process. What is the reforming process? One who is in ignorance, come to passion, come to goodness, and then start doing at least something good. When you understand that good is the right thing to do, then you are given a chance now to understand about above it, which is pure goodness. And this is what is mentioned. This divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But Krishna is not saying impossible. Krishna is not saying it is impossible that in this material world you should rot, you don't have a choice. No, he says, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. The example we can think of is, let's say that I am a car driver. I am a car driver of a wealthy rich man. You know, I'm a car driver means in the car there is nice AC, there is nice music system, there's all facilities that I want. Perfect. Yeah. Am I the owner of the car? No, I am just the driver of the car. Who is the actual owner of the car? My boss, right? My boss is the owner of the car. When he sits in the car, I have to drive where he wants to go, not where I want to go. Isn't it? No. How can you take me as a slave? I should have full freedom to go anywhere. Then the driver, the car owner will say, simply find some other car, some other owner, isn't it? If you want to go somewhere, if you want to enjoy your own self, if you want to be independent, yeah, there is other way you can go. If you are here, yeah, then this is how you understand that your position is servant, and then you serve the master. Clear or not logical? Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partakes of atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So, if we have these qualities, then we don't surrender. And if we don't surrender, we'll always be in the illusion. So, Krishna is telling in the Gita, all this wisdom to help us to understand that what is right, what is wrong, and with that we can perceive the Lord even in this world. At the moment, so we are saying, okay, I cannot see Krishna. We can see Krishna, we can perceive him by understanding whatever that Krishna is saying. I am the taste in water. I am sound in ether. So all these things which we are experiencing day to day, we can see that, oh, it is Krishna, you. When we see a beautiful landscape with folded mountains, we see, okay, behind all this Krishna, it is you. When we start appreciating that, then we can understand the absolute truth in a very detailed level. Yeah, I think I'm almost done. Yeah, I think I'm done. Any questions? I don't know. Did you wanted to have these kind of sessions in Bhakta course? I don't know. Wake up.
Can I ask a question about the previous topic? When the soul achieves Brahma Jyoti or Vaikuntha planets, how can he or she move on? How can achieve Goloka Vrindavana?
Are you asking how did? No, say again, please.
How can the soul achieve Goloka Vrindavana if he is at Brahma Jyoti or other Vaikuntha planets?
Okay. It's like Krishna is saying that yeah, whoever worships whichever planet they go there, and who worships me they come to my nature, yeah, or which is his own place. If someone is aspiring worshipping the Lord in the Lakshmi Narayan form, then they will go to the Vaikuntha planets, and there is no problem there. Yeah, one can also be there if they want. Yeah, ultimately the first thing is already good thing. They don't have to take birth again, because in Vaikuntha there is no cycle of birth and death, there is no suffering and all those things. Whatever relief we want, we get it. In addition to that, we are also actively engaged in service. And also, what kind of services it could be: offering arati to the Lord, or cleaning the floor, and of did I say, yeah, offering prayers, elaborate prayers, glorification of the Lord for he is that, he is it, and all these kind of services one can engage in Vaikuntha planet. And also, not only that, the demigods, whenever they have issues, then they can go and seek, yeah, support or advice. Yeah, this is also possible. And if someone is even, yeah, because the Lord, one can have this is also will come in your one of the sessions, is there are different ways of how to build our relationship with the Lord. Yeah, bhakti. There is, one can aspire that, Lord, I want to become your servant in the dasya bhav, like always, seeing you, hey, you are the master of everything and you are master of me, I want to offer my service always as servant. And then there is also the sakyaras, yeah, that, Lord, I want to offer you service in the form of your friend, I want to become your friend, and then offer service. And then there is also, uh, the devotees can think of, I want to become your parents, because it's so nice to serve the Lord as our child. I really love it. Yeah. And also the other level is also Madhurya. So depending on what interest we have, depending on what aspiration we have, accordingly we can engage in service of the Lord in Vaikuntha planet or also in the Goloka. And if someone is in the Brahma Jyoti, yeah, Brahma Jyoti is a place where it is predominated by Shantaras, means there is no active service of the Lord. Yeah, in that white space, just imagine when there is so much of light. Is there something that you can appreciate? Not much. After some time, what you will do is, okay, it's quite boring because I'm not doing anything. Yeah, and then you come back to the human form on the planet, and then you again appreciate devotion, service, and then you go to a place where you can actually serve. Yeah, there are also cases people can go from Brahmajyoti directly to Vaikuntha planet, but it all depends of the inclination, whether uh, they want to practice which kind of service. As soon as they desire to do service, then they can either go up or down. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any question?
Prabhuji, do we
Yes.
get these slides which are presented today?
You want it? I can share it.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
Because this was a lot of things. I think it would be
Do you want
important
me
to
to
read.
share after you answer your question and answers, or?
After Prabhuji. After Prabhuji. Thank you.
Or I am fine to share. Yeah, I have a PDF of it. I think I can share that.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. What Amit Prabhu बोली ना माता जी? Olena, Mataji. Any questions, or it's already late? I think I finished late, little early, right? We were supposed to finish at 1:30. I actually thought there will be questions to take it in the end. Shall I start the session from slide 1 again? No, just joking. No, thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining. And these are one of such sessions. Okay, Olena Mataji, you have a question? Or
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Something is my It's about the very beginning of your lecture about yugas. I was just thinking because I had some conversation with my friends who are not devotees, how this knowledge about yugas correlate with modern science. How to say, not perception of modern scientists about past civilizations once first.
yeah, it's very, very difficult. Yeah, honestly, it's very difficult because when we are talking about two different ages, and we are talking about, but we have astrological and astronomical way of calculating the years. Yeah, because just now, I mean, for now, how do we calculate a day? When sun rises and when sun sets, it's a day, right? This is how we are calculating. So it's basically there is a reference through which we are calculating a day. And then we start seeing, okay, I think even when someone is predicting when was, for example, Jesus Christ is born, they start seeing, okay, how is the constellations of these things together, and then we say, okay, this is the year on, or this is the day. Of course, still now there is a kind of debate, right? Or it is, some celebrate on 25th of December, some celebrates on the first week of January, I think 6th of January. So there is this reference because three, or I don't remember exactly, the shepherds, who we call them, they came from three different places, and this is something related to that they were kind of estimating. Whereas if we see from astrological point of view, we can already tell what planet was in which position at what time in the past, and what is it in future. Yeah, this is astrology, astronomical way, or astrology, Vedic astrology they call, through which you can really say, okay, when what happened, or when what was there, what was the day of which time. So all these things we can still, nowadays we have computers which are making things, yeah, so easy. If you put date and everything is calculated with, yeah. But in the past, the astronomers or the astrology, Vedic astrologers, they are so expert to calculate the motion of stars and sun and the moon and everything. Yeah. So this is also the reason why we have these lunar days. Yeah, we call, but uh, there is this precise what star is in which direction, which angle at a given time, they can tell. So all this is showing that how the whole creation is on a time scale basis, how what will be there. So in that way, we could see that, okay, in so and so many years, and this is very easy. Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita is saying how much time is Lord Brahma's age, and everything he is also telling that. And now what is that in our day of calculation? This is what we are getting. Yeah, there is in Bhagavatam, I will try to find a verse which will tell, when we say, we know how much in English, we know 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, one, like this, right? So in scriptures there is also description of what is the time of one moment, what is the time even minuter than that. So just what is the time of one blink of our eye, what is it? So everything is so detailedly explained. Yep. So the measurement metrics are so refined, and now we just kind of measure, okay, when we say this is that, so we say, okay, this means it's equal to 1 second, which means it could be 3 gadiyas or something like that is equal to 1 second. So in that way we bring the olden understanding metrics to the current and start mapping and say, okay, this is the approximate meaning of it. I don't know if it explained, if I explained your question. I'll find that verse because I have a table which will clearly show for what are the measurements of just time to very, very minute level. What is its equivalent in seconds, minutes, or our current measurement? That way we can already start telling, okay, how was it in the past? Because those gives us the understanding of past, and our measurements are our reference now. Then we start calculating. It's just comparison, and then we say, okay, this is correlation.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Or if someone already know this, you can also share. I mean, it comes in both Chetan Charitamrita and Bhagavatam. I'll find. Azad Prabhu, you have a question? No, okay.
Just a small question about the planets, the slides on the planets, when we are in the middle and 7 planets above us and seven planets. And then the first one underneath us is Apalata. Atala.
No.
Yeah?
Patala is the last, the bottommost.
The last bottommost. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first
Atala,
one
Vitala,
is
Sutala, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala. Then comes Patala.
Patala.
The first one, which is under the Bhumandala. Yeah, the first one is Atala.
Atala, yeah.
All right. And the
Yeah.
question is, I heard somewhere that this is a paradise for other religions, like technological paradise. That, for example, Muslims are going to this paradise and not to the higher level. Is it right?
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
I heard once from Srila Prabhupada. He said a Muslim will go to Brahmajyoti for a very short time, and then he have to come back to material world because of his karma, eating meat, for example.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that was not like he will definitely go. Even if he goes, he has to come back. That's what he says. Yeah.
So the question was, underneath us, is the paradise planet? Can we say it's a paradise?
The first one. The first one. Underneath.
I don't know.
Okay. No problem.
I really don't know. Because
thank you very much.
There is one book which is giving a correlation between other religions and their belief system. That is only in regards to food and habits. I read, but maybe how it's built together, I don't know, honestly. A good question.
Okay.
Maybe we can ask other speakers, or I'll also try to gather these from other. But what you are saying is Atala could be a paradise. This is what you may have heard. We need to check. Okay.
A technological paradise. So that's a whole technique coming from there to our Earth, for example, now.
No, then it's not that one.
Okay.
Yeah. If that is the case, then it's not that, because usually we look upward. Yeah, the higher planets have more capacities, more intelligence, and more what do you call this, sophisticated things, not down. Yeah. So if it is technology paradise, it may not be from down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also this Pushpaka Viman and all these Vimans, they are flying more in the higher planets. We only read everywhere, it's all that the denizens, demigods, they are flying on the upper space, not on the from the lower.
So. I have one question due to the organization about the exercises. When we will get the exercise, today or tomorrow?
First relax today, because it's been kind of a very lengthy session from morning. I'll send it, today evening I can send it.
Okay, so we have
questions, and you have 1 week time.
We have till tomorrow time, and we will.
No, you have time till even the whole week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, you have time. because these sessions are quite intense. Yeah, you have seen so many new concepts. Yeah, so many new things, and definitely need some time to rest a bit to really think over. I can already see that the questions that came in this session were not from this session but from the previous session. So these sessions have so many concepts that clash or kind of not within one. Yeah, it could be like, as I'm saying, you'll find this information in some other session. So a lot of things are happening, right? So it has to also settle a bit. Okay. Yes, Shashwati Mataji, maybe the last question.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. We always hear about Vaikuntha planets and Golok Vrindavan, but there are also Navadvip Dham planet, and if someone is here worshipping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they go there. This is the
They
question,
go
and
there.
what kind of service they get there?
It's a very nice question. They go there and also Golokadam, so they can do both. So a person who is worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yeah, he goes to Navadvip Mahaprabhu. Yeah, in that is Audarya Dham, where one is getting a lot of bhakti, understanding, yes, Krishna is supreme, I want to worship. So then they can also get access to Golokadam if they want. Yeah. So there is a spiritual world also for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he's always doing Sankirtan. If you want to do that, if you say no, okay, that's also so nice, but after all, we are doing all this for what? Krishna Prema, and Krishna is in Golok. You want to serve there, you can also go there. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Book your ticket now, okay? Okay then. Thank you so much, Prabhus and Matajis. It was very nice. We'll see us tomorrow. Yeah. And check your time. I think it's 9:30. It starts. Okay. Yeah. These, at least the other topics, are even little more relative and relevant. Yeah, where we can start kind of discussing more. This is of course about science and everything. Those topics are more about devotion, more what it means for us, how to deal with people, how to respect each other. These are the topics tomorrow. Yeah. So be ready, fresh. See you. Vanchakalpurabhishta kripa sindhubhyavac patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.